Now, the second part of scene 5 of Act 3. Now, before I begin, let me tell you the previous part was the wit snapping of Launcelot. If I have said Lorenzo by mistake, I apologize. Fine. Okay. So, what happens? Launcelot leaves the scene and he goes inside to have dinner prepared for his master and mistress, Lorenzo and Jessica. If you remember, Launcelot was also once the servant of Jessica. Today he serves Bassanio, and since Portia has left the house in the care of Jessica and Lorenzo, they are supposed to be the master and mistress of the house at present. Now, the next part of the scene is a domestic conversation between the newlywed couple Lorenzo and Jessica. Some critics would say that this scene is like a filler. In other words, it gives time to the characters playing Portia and Nerissa to go to the green room and have their costumes changed. Remember, now they have to come in front as men, as the lawyer and her clerk. All right, now without wasting much time, let's go directly to the scene. Here is Launcelot. Launcelot goes out, yes, exit, and after that, this is what Lorenzo says. He says, "Oh dear discretion, how his words are suited. The fool hath planted in his memory an army of good words." That means, he says, "Oh dear judgment, discretion is judgment. How effective his words are." Look at this word suited, another pun. The word suited can mean how appropriately placed. It can also mean how properly his words are dressed. In other words, how good his images are. Now, the fool. Who's this fool? Launcelot. The fool hath planted, fixed, kept in his memory an army of good words, meaning many good words, a host of good words, a big vocabulary of good words. And do I do know as many fools is clown, that stand in better place garnished like him, that for a tricksy word defy the matter. So Lorenzo says that I know of many clowns, many professional clowns. Remember, being a clown was a good profession in Shakespeare's time. Rich men had clowns in their courts. Okay, so I know of many clowns who are in a better place than him, who earn more than him, or who are better educated than Launcelot is. Remember, Launcelot is just a servant. Yes? Now, garnished like him means positioned like him. That for a tricksy word, that for an appropriate word would have spoiled the entire joke. Okay, after that, he turns to Jessica, and this is what he says: "How cheerest thou, Jessica? And now, good sweet, say thy opinion. How dost thou like the Lord Bassanio's wife?" So he turns to his wife Jessica and he says, "Jessica, what is your opinion about Lord Bassanio's wife?" Now, just with one short expression, Jessica sums up what she has to say about Portia. She says, "Past all expressing." In other words, Portia is beyond all description. You can call her rich, you can call her beautiful, accomplished, and noble, and this and that, but Portia is past all expressing. You cannot describe Portia so easily. Fine. It is very meet, suitable. It is very meet, Jessica says, the Lord Bassanio live an upright life, for having such a blessing in his lady, he finds the joys of heaven here on earth. All right, that means it is very much needed, it is very much desirable. It is desirable that Lord Bassanio lives an upright and honest life. Means he loves his wife, he honors his wife, yes, because he has such a good wife that he is enjoying the pleasures of heaven here on earth. Okay, now, and if on earth he do not mean it, then in reason he should never come to heaven. If on earth he doesn't appreciate his wife, he doesn't honor his good wife, then he'll never come to heaven. Okay. Now, most feminists would of course agree with me in what I just said, that in order to be an honorable man, in order to go to heaven, a man has to honor his wife. But look at the remaining part. Most feminists would not agree with me. But remember, there was no feminism in the Elizabethan times. Okay, so then she goes on to say, why, if two gods should play some heavenly match, and on the wager, wager, meaning bet, lay two earthly women, and Portia won, there must be something else pawned with the other, for the poor rude world hath not her fellow. So she says, if two gods are playing, are having a bet, yes, and one keeps as his pawn Portia. That means one god, say God A, tells God B, if I lose, I give you something. What is that something? That something is Portia. Then God B says, well, then if I lose, what do I give you? I cannot give you another Portia. So I have to give you a woman plus something else. Of course, these ideas are quite obsolete today. Nobody would have pawned a woman. Okay, now, so why will another woman be attached to Portia? Because I'm sorry. Why will another? On one hand you have Portia, yes. So God A pawns Portia, and God B cannot just pawn another woman. Has to pawn something else with it, because the poor rude world, this poor world, does not have somebody as accomplished, as good as Portia. So whatever Jessica tells is actually in praise of Portia, trying to say that there's nobody in this world as good, as accomplished as Portia is. After that, Lorenzo says, even such a husband thou hast of me, as she is for a wife. Okay, so if Portia is such a non-peril as a wife, if Portia is peerless, it has no equal as a wife, if she's so good, same thing about me. I also have no equal as a husband. I'm also the best husband. Now Jessica says, nay, but ask my opinion too of that. You can't say you're good. I have to say that yes, you are good as a husband. Or Jessica has to say that yes, Lorenzo is a good husband. Then Lorenzo says, I will anon. I will just now. First, let us go to dinner. First, let's go and have our dinner. Jessica says, nay, let me praise you while I have a stomach. Let me praise you when I have an appetite. And then Lorenzo says, no, pray thee, let it serve for table talk. Then, howsoever thou speakest, among other things, I shall digest it. No. Lorenzo says, no, whatever you have to say about me, please say it in the dinner table, in the dining table. Then, even if you say something bad about me, I can digest it because the food is good. And when the food is good, we don't mind if somebody says something bad about us. And then Jessica says, well, I'll set you forth. I'll show you your position. And with that, we come to the end of the scene.